You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. I hope you are well. I hope you are having a good week. Thanks for making my podcast your podcast to listen to this week. Great guest. I mean, she's been on the show before, but she always makes everybody smile. She makes me smile anyway. And Kristin Kreuk is here. And if you are just here for Kristin Kreuk, great. But if you're here for me, all I ask is if you like the interview and you're like, hey, I want to hear some more interviews, subscribe, Ryan. Mm-hmm. You know, that's not asking too much. Subscribe, listen to some more episodes. Maybe you'll just like this podcast, which I think you will. Mm-hmm. And a lot of great guests coming up, a lot. And there's one in particular that's going to blow your minds. So keep listening, I promise you. And a few things before we get into Kristin Kreuk. The Smallville cruise is happening next year. Sign up, go to cruiseville.com. I'm doing a big pajama karaoke night to get the festivities started. Hopefully Ryan will be coming. Ryan, how you doing?
Oh, me? Fine. Great. What's up?
Yeah. Me? Fine. Why? What's up?
Going on?
Yeah, it's I just got off a cruise, and so I'm a little out of it. But if you want to go to my Instagram, at the Michael Rosenbaum, and go to my link tree, there's Cameo. There's the cons that I'm going to. There's the Cincinnati con Tom and Kristin and I will be at. Sold a lot of Smallville Nights tickets, so you might want to get those. Go to Cincinnati. Also, the Inside of You online store has a bunch of great stuff. You want to get it. If you want to get a Funko Pop that's Lex and it's me actually signing it, go to my site, Inside of You online store. Smallville Lunchbox is signed. Other scripts, Lex Smith signed. The pilot episode, T-shirts, tumblers. I got the best tumblers in town. Pictures of me, all that stuff and more. Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath is available on Amazon. You can hit the link on the Instagram for your dog's breath. My book, The Talented Farter, is out. It's also coming out in a Spanish version.
Sí,
muy bien.
Sí.
Well, you're half Mexican.
I am. I don't know enough Spanish, though.
Bienvenidos a los Estados Unidos. Yo tengo grande cabeza, ¿sí?
Sí.
That means I have a big head. Welcome to the United States. I have a big head.
I got that.
Okay.
Those words I know.
Who did I want to give a big shout out to on the podcast? Universal Horror Nights. I am going to Universal Horror Nights, and this is the most fun here in Hollywood. It's such an amazing night. You feel like a kid again. You go through these mazes. They have themed mazes and fun food and things you could buy. It's just like a great night with your friends or your family. So go to Universal Horror Nights. Tell them Rosenbaum sent you. It's a great time. And also I want to shout out Delusion. If you haven't heard of Delusion and you like horror and you like the Halloween season, look into going to Delusion. It's like a 45-minute to an hour maze, figuring things out and creepy and fun. Delusion. Look at it. It's in Hollywood. You could find it. You do want to go there. I'm going. I go every year. I love Delusion. I love Horror Nights at Universal. It's my time. It's something I love. Look at these horror movies all around this room. These posters. I love horror, and you're going to have a great time. So go to Universal Horror Nights and go to Delusion. I just want to say that they're not sponsoring the podcast or anything, but I just love it. And yeah, that's all I could say. Robert, thanks. Robert Warden, thanks for all the ship keys that I sell on my Inside of You online store page. Those are amazing. And join Patreon, patreon.com/Inside of You. If you want to join Patreon and support the podcast, give back. We try to give you as much entertainment as we can, and we have great guests. And we just ask if you want to join Patreon, support the podcast. There's a lot of tiers. You can get packages from me every 3 months and get your name shouted on the podcast. You could be on the podcast and much, much more. And it's built such a great friendship. So join patreon.com/Inside of You. Do it. Help the podcast. Let's just get into it. Want to?
Sure.
Let's get into Kristin Kreuk.
It's my point of view. You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum was not recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Are you excited about the Smallville Creation Con coming up?
I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. I haven't seen Sam in a hot minute. I haven't seen Sam since we were on the television program.
You're a little shiny on your forehead. I wonder if you want. Does it matter?
I don't have powder.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I just want to look out for you. Yeah, that's better.
I have healthy, glowing skin.
Yes. We're going to keep that, by the way.
No, but it'll be nice. I mean, there's a lot of people that are going, it seems, that I never worked with. Although Eric's coming now, isn't he?
Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
It will be great to see him. He's such a nice guy.
I adore him. He and I did years ago now, like 10 years ago, a play. We did a reading of a play together in Toronto. Right around when I wrapped Beauty and the Beast. It was really, really fun.
He just is very calm and gentle, just a good soul, you know?
He's a good man. And also, unlike the rest of us, he remembers everything about Smallville. He remembers all these details and has all these stories. He was very present and not terrified, I don't think. Not like the rest of us were. Maybe not you. You weren't terrified. But his memories are very, very there. So it's nice to hear him tell the stories.
Yeah. Do you remember, because he left the show after what season? Was it the first season?
First season, yeah. I feel like he was in the second season, but not as a regular. Yeah.
Do you remember him telling you, like, this is it? They're not going to bring me back? Or did you have any idea?
I had no idea. But listen, I think I was oblivious to everything that early on. But he does talk about that and how hard that was and how devastating that was. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be you're on like one of the biggest shows at the time. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're not going to bring you back. So it hurts your ego, even though it had nothing to do with his character. I mean, him. Has that ever happened to you? Has that ever happened where they, you didn't?
No, I've been fired. I was fired from a pilot that I did, or I didn't do. That
I didn't know about this.
You didn't?
No.
Yeah, I was fired. It was interesting. I forget the name of the pilot, and
the Kristin Kreuk pilot.
No.
Is it called could you imagine it's the Kristin Kreuk pilot, whatever, and you're fired from your own show? I've seen that.
But yeah, it was a comedy. It was a full half hour, which I've never done. And I don't understand half hour comedy. I don't understand how a joke works. I don't understand any of it. And I think that I can be funny, but I get by on just, I don't know.
Quirkiness. And
yeah, exactly. But like Eugene Levy was in it, and I remember watching him, and the man understands a joke, like really just gets the math of a joke and can make anything funny. And I couldn't do that, but it was hard, but I wasn't right for the project. I don't think the project was working fully. I just don't think any of it really came together.
Did you audition for it?
Yeah, I auditioned for it.
Wait a minute. You auditioned for it, so they knew what they were getting. And then they're like, then they're going to fire you.
But listen, once you go to a table read, and remember, those comedy table reads, because I didn't know. It's all about making the jokes work at a table, not on a stage, in front of the studio and the network. Like you're just sitting there in front of everybody, reading a text and trying to make jokes work.
Did you feel like after the reading where you're like, I was terrible? Did you think that? Or you're like, oh, that was fine?
No, I didn't think it was working. But listen, people get fired after table reads all the time. It's a really common occurrence. But I think they needed to make a significant change to make the thing work. Yeah. And I totally get that. Was that easy? No, being fired sucks. But the pilot never went. The show never went, and I ended up doing this audition afterward with, I can't remember his name either, my brain, but he's an acting teacher, and he was going to direct a film, and I went to go audition for him. And I think it was my best acting experience for years, that audition. It was so wonderful and freeing, and it felt like, oh, acting is fun. I forgot how much fun this is. So there was a silver lining.
Yeah, I was let go of a show after the pilot. So I was supposed to play this sort of astronaut. It's called Mission Controls with Kristen Ritter and Bruce Campbell and so many funny people. And the funny thing is like the director and the creator, like what's Will Ferrell's partner's name, his old partner? Adam McKay. He would come up to me and go, "You are freaking hilarious. We're watching the dailies. You are so funny. Oh my God, keep doing what you're doing." I'm like, "Thanks, man." And I brought family on set, and then towards the end of the pilot, the creator's like, "Hey, can we we're gonna change your lines just so you know you'll be off camera, so it'll be ADR." And I go, "Wait, you're cutting that? That line's hilarious." Because I know the network just thinks it's too chauvinistic or whatever. I go, "Dude, we're in the 60s astronauts, and like I'm playing that character." He's like, I know, you're preaching to the choir." And then the next week he called me and goes, "Hey, we need to change this line, and then this line." And it started to happen. And then I was like, "Hey, why don't we have the group come over and watch the pilot together?" So the whole cast came over, watched the pilot, and I watched it. And I go, "Oh my God," I kind of got a little like numb, going, none of my funny stuff is in there. And the first thing I thought is like, I don't want to do this show. They cut all my stuff. And so they were, it was the day they were supposed to pick the show up. And one of the producers, Owen, called me and he was in tears and he was like, "Rosie, I don't even know how to say this, but we got to let you go." And I go, "What?" He goes, "It's not you. It's like the character. They want to redo the character. They think it's too blah, blah, blah." And I go, "Okay. Well, look, let's not make this weird. Hopefully you'll think of me in the future. And thanks for the opportunity." And I hung up. And I remember just sitting in my office and I was kind of staring at the ceiling at this light fixture, a cap in the wall where a light fixture would go. And I just remember staring at it for like a minute or two. And I took a deep breath and I just kind of go, "You're all right. You're alive. You've got your dogs. You've got this house. You've got your life. This is not, let's not let this." But it still stung a little. And then the show never got picked up. And then something else happened. And I got the show in Pastor like a month later and everything. And that show didn't get, but I do remember feeling inadequate and a little bit like my ego was kind of, I was like, "Holy shit, you're firing me? I'm funny."
Right.
And it is difficult. It's like you can't let that get you, but especially, when you're younger, it's worse. The older you get, you sort of like can deal with it a little better, I think.
Yeah.
Like if you got fired now, would you be as devastated?
I have a cat here, so if you hear meowing, just don't be alarmed. Would I be? I think it depends. I don't know. Being fired as an actor it's always in the back of your mind. At least it's always a potentiality. Like there's the risk that it will happen.
Yeah.
Would I be so devastated? I don't know. It depends. It depends on how invested I was in the part.
That's true. If it's something you really love and want to be a part of, it's like, then it's different. It varies. Yeah.
Or if I thought that I was doing good work or, but there's so many reasons actors get let go. So many reasons. And some of that happens after testing, like a project goes out to test and the audience doesn't like you or doesn't like the character or doesn't like your voice or your hair or your whatever it may be. And if it's enough of a detriment or what they perceive as a detriment for the possible future of the show, then,
My friend, one of my close friends, I won't say his name, it was called the blank project. It was him. And it was like Will Ferrell again was producing and this and that. And he did the table read. And after, his agent called him in his hotel room and goes, "Hey buddy, they're letting you go." He's like, "What? It's my show." He's like, "Yeah, the table read, they didn't like it. And they just," could you imagine the lead, the Michael Rosenbaum project? "Oh, Michael Rosenbaum, you're fired." What? Well,
no,
what is it called?
Crazy.
It was, I would have been devastated if that was the case. That would have been like, holy shit. What do you, by the way, I know this is a non sequitur, but what do you use on your skin? I mean, you're over 40, woman, and you look like you're like so young. I mean, you're not using the Neutrogena shit anymore, are you?
No, I don't know.
I mean, it's not shit.
People ask me these questions and I feel like a lot of it is luck. lucky.
But wait a minute. What do you wash your face with? What do you?
I change it up. Right now I'm using La Roche-Posay cleanser. But it depends. If I'm on a show, I'll use like a more heavy makeup remover kind of a dealio. But
You don't get zits ever, do you?
I've never been a zitty person. I went through a phase in my life where I was really stressed out, and I for the first time I broke out on my forehead. But yeah, I never, even as a teenager, I didn't get zits.
I mean, what a blessing. You
Yeah.
know, do you ever think if Neutrogena called you again and said, listen, Kristin, I know it's been years, but we want you back, the older you, and we want to do a campaign. Would you consider it?
I'd have to go look into their business practices first.
Oh.
I struggled even to agree to do campaigns back then because I was like, do they test on animals? Who's their parent company? What's going on? What are their practices overseas? How are they? Like, I just had a real panic about the ethics of it. But
yeah. I'm just like, you're going to pay me? All right, let's do it. And then you find out and you're like, no. Now, of course, now I look into it. When we have sponsors, I look to see, like, all right, who's doing this? Who's, we look into it. And if it's something that I don't believe in or whatever, I definitely will say no.
Yeah. I think it's that's our responsibility.
I think that would be a good call, though. She's back, the Neutrogena woman. She was the Neutrogena girl. Now she's the Neutrogena woman. No?
I don't know. It's not going to happen. This is a ridiculous discussion about Neutrogena.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it. I just thought it was kind of funny. Inside of You is brought to you by Rocket Money. If you don't have Rocket Money, I don't know what you're doing, Ryan.
Huh.
It's an app that's going to save you money. It's literally going to save you money. It's helped Ryan. It's helped me. It's helped millions of people across the country. Rocket Money, let me just tell you about it. It's a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. How genius is that? Because we always forget that we have subscriptions and some that we just signed on to watch one show and forget to cancel it. And now we owe $1,000. Rocket Money also monitors your spending and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. They do so much more. I don't know why everybody doesn't have this app.
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place, including subscriptions you forgot about. If you see a subscription you no longer want, Rocket Money will help you cancel it.
If you've got a goal you'd like to save for, Rocket Money can analyze your accounts to find the best time each month to put extra money aside.
Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save and then goes to work to get you better deals. They'll even talk to customer service so you don't have to.
Thank the Lord. Get alerts if your bills increase in price, if there's unusual activity in your accounts, if you're close to going over budget, and even when you're doing a good job. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, including over $880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Wow. Their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions. Reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/inside today. That's rocketmoney.com/inside. rocketmoney.com/inside. Inside of You is brought to you by Factor. Listen, guys, if you're like me, if you're busy, if you don't have time to cook, if you're tired of going to the grocery store and then bringing back food that just expires in your refrigerator, if you're calling delivery services and spending all these fees and taxes, stop. If you want delicious dietitian-approved meals that take a couple of minutes to make and you're busy, Factor is what you want. Factor is what you need. More variety, more meals. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost.
Support your wellness goals. Enjoy even more GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good-for-you fats.
Savor global flavors. For the first time, try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more.
From more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter your routine.
And fall always feels like a reset. Between back to school, busier routines, and shorter days, finding time to cook can be tough. That's why we love Factor. The chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious no matter how hectic the season gets. Eat smart at factormeals.com/inside50off and use code inside50off to get 50% off your first box. Plus, listen to this, Ryan, free breakfast for a year.
Whoa.
That's code INSIDE50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. Get delicious, ready to eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. But, you and I were talking about health at the last convention. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I noticed at the last convention, we're doing a Q&A at this con, and we just started like laughing and talking within our group. And I go, guys, there's 1,000 people here. And everybody laughed. And I think people were really enjoying us, how we got along. And then Tom said something that was really nice about how there's just like this mutual, we have this love for each other. We've known each other a long time. We're not like the best of friends. We don't like hang out all the time or talk all the time. But when we're together, it feels like we never missed a beat, or maybe we've gotten closer. How do you feel about that?
No, he's right. It's fascinating because, I mean, we were joking at that convention, at that panel. Tom came out to dinner with us girls.
Yeah, I was baffled. Tom Welling, Clark Kent on Smallville, went to dinner with Kristin and her boyfriend, Erica and her boyfriend, and Laura and her fiance. Yeah. And it was just Tom.
And there were other people there as well. It wasn't just.
It's a better story if it's just Tom, though. It's a better story.
Yeah.
But regardless, Tom would never do that. He's always on his own. He's always doing his own thing. He doesn't have time. And I was like, you went to the dinner? And everybody started laughing.
Yeah, that's what it was like. He walked in the door and I was like, what unicorn is this? But I say it because this is only because we've been doing these conventions for years. And I think about it. I mean, I wouldn't be doing these conventions if it weren't for you. Tom wouldn't be doing these conventions if it weren't for you. And I know that Tom joked on that same panel that you were asked about your friendship. And he said, it's all Michael. And I do think that a lot of this closeness is it's not all you, obviously, but a lot of it is because you made the effort to ensure that we were always there. You convinced us. You took years to convince some of us to participate. And I'm so grateful because, yes, we get to have this lovely connection with the fans, but also with each other. And we see each other a bunch of times in a year. And I get to see Erica more often because we live in the same city. And I've built a stronger relationship with Laura. But there is something, and I think maybe that's partly why the show went for as long as it did. There's a chemistry between the cast. There's something between us that works. And that made the show last and have longevity and made people want to watch it, I think.
Well, first of all, I really appreciate that. That's kind of you to say. I guess part of me was just like, this is not only an opportunity for us to hang out or whatever, but really it's like, I think you're going to enjoy it because you'll see what an impact the show had by meeting your fans and how much love there is for what we did. And also you can make some money and you get to go to different cities. I just think it's a win-win. And I was like, Kristin, Tom, it's like, you just try it. Just, a lot of times my thought is, what am I going to do this weekend? Well, most weekends, what do you do? All right, maybe I'll go to the beach or something, or maybe I'll just have friends over. But you can do that anytime. Mm-hmm. But to go to a con, to get away, to make people happy, to make money, it's all great. And to see you guys, it's always fun. It's like we haven't missed a beat in terms of we razz each other. Yeah.
No, it's really good. And I think that we've all been through so many changes in our lives and we've witnessed those changes. And I do think that I think we're all just getting older. So the conversations become a little bit more pressing. You go through more heartbreaks.
Yeah.
Things just get harder as you age. And I think when we talk about Tom showing up for that dinner and even saying what he said on that panel, I think that's an indication of midlife. And we are in the thick of midlife.
I think that's true. I think the older we get, you hopefully will realize what's important, and that it's all really just memories, moments that you have that you can share with people, the smiles, the something that's touching. I think it's important, and you don't realize. I wish I would have known this. I mean, hindsight's 2020, but like when I was younger, that, hey, remember this. This is cool. Like, look, walk on the set and go, I get to do this. Because I think you get in your head, and sometimes it's ego, and sometimes it's youth and whatever, immaturity, and you're just kind of going through the motions. You're like, oh, we got to do this. Okay, we got to do it. But the more you pay attention to things and be present, and it's so cliche, and people, you should be present. It's like, especially with technology and everything, it's a really cool thing that you can just say, hey, I'm going to turn my phone off for an hour. Hey, I'm going to talk to someone and get to know something about them that I didn't know. Like we're doing now. So let's get into it. You said, we talked about health, and you're like, we could talk about it.
Yeah.
You're taking testosterone.
Yeah, I'm taking, so I'm 42. I turned 43 this year. That's right. Right. Yeah. And I'm friends. Most of my closest girlfriends are a little bit older than me. So we're all right in the thick of those big perimenopausal shifts, hormonal shifts. And so I got my hormones tested, and on the whole, I'm pretty decent. Everything's typical. I'm noticing little changes, and I've been noticing them for a while, but my testosterone levels were low. And that happens, I think, I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor, but I think that happens to all of us as we age, men and women both, our testosterone levels go down.
See, I didn't know that. I wasn't aware. I mean, I should be more educated, but I never really think about women taking testosterone. I always think of guys taking it and getting bulked up and getting this. And so, but I never really talked to a woman about it. So I love I
think women haven't spoken about it, and I don't know how much it's been researched. I know that it's more common now that women are having testosterone replacement therapy. And it's never a lot. Like a man needs quite a significant amount of testosterone. A woman does not, but we need some. And it is part of our, muscle, our ability to build muscle, our ability to recover, our sexual health. All of those things are linked to testosterone. And again, I'm not an expert. This is my understanding based on what I've been told.
Don't listen to her, but try to understand where she's coming from.
So I had noticed a bunch of things that I hadn't really, my sleep started to get wonky, and I'd always been a decent sleeper. I felt like I had a little bit more fuzziness, like brain foggy fuzziness in just my daily existence. I decided to try it because I had other friends who had done this and said it had changed everything. It had made a huge difference.
It made a huge difference with you.
And it made a good difference with me. My symptoms weren't so extreme as some of the women that I speak to about this, especially older women in their 50s, who've already probably gone through menopause. They're on the other side of it, and they're dealing with the effects on the other side of it because they're quite significant. But it made a big difference. Like, I remember one day I was driving the car and I was just like, whoa, I feel like I'm here. I feel like I am here in my car driving down the road. And I hadn't felt that way in a while. And it just felt like I was grasping at presence. Like we talk about presence. You need to be present for your life to feel like it isn't like blasting past you.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hold it. Not like I could when I was a teenager, and I didn't know what it was, but I think a part of it is perimenopause. These shifts really start to impact how you perceive your identity, how you move through the world, and how you experience it. So yeah, it's been lovely for me, and I'll just keep monitoring where I'm at, and I'm really open to trying different things so that I can move through the transition in the best way possible for my body.
Do you inject yourself?
It's not an injection.
Oh, it's not. I inject myself once a week.
Oh, you have an injection.
Once a week, yeah, with testosterone.
Yeah.
Just because I was a little low, so it just balances everything out.
Yeah. No, it's not an injection, so that's good. I don't have to do that. A lot of what women are offered are gels and creams.
And you notice that it's weird. I'm going to put this gel on, and then after I do it for a week or two, I'm going to start feeling a difference. It's like it's hard to. It feels like for me, it's like an injection. Okay, this is going inside the bloodstream.
Right.
This is not that it's not with a balm or whatever, but hey, however, so you do that how many times a week?
Well, I kind of don't want to go into the details about the methods because what I'm doing is perhaps slightly. So listen. I'm also Canadian, and the American system is very different. So your regulatory system is different. So the options I have available to me in Canada are regulated differently than they are in America.
Sure.
And so if I get into the nitty gritty of it, I feel like maybe I'm doing a disservice to people who should just go talk to their doctors and figure out what the best course of action would be for them if they're feeling certain symptoms and they're at a certain age. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. You've always been in long relationships for the most part. You're not somebody who just dates for a month and then breaks up.
No.
You're someone who kind of connects with someone and it goes at least a year, a couple years.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, it's mostly been 9 years. It's like I tend to do 9 years.
Yeah. What do you think is the most important thing? I mean, there are different components, but like for a healthy relationship, what do you look for in a relationship?
Oh gosh.
Like what's mandatory?
Communication. Communication is mandatory. A desire to build self-awareness, to use the relationship as a place from which to become better. Also shared values. I feel really that's important, and shared interests, because it's so easy to but not like completely the same, because you want to be able to come apart and come together and come apart and come together.
Like you don't have to read the same books. You don't have to watch the same movies. Somebody could like something else and you'd be like, okay, that's what you like.
But at the core, I feel like there's that, I didn't used to believe this, I believe this now. There's that like kind of intangible connection between individuals that happens mysteriously for reasons I don't understand. But beyond that, it has to be about communication and a willingness to be vulnerable and a willingness to go deep and to go there. Because for me, that's the point of relationships, is to enrich my life, to become a better person, and to feel the fullness of what it means to be human, which is both within the pain of being human and the joy of being human. And I feel like your primary relationships and your beloved, your lover, is another way to go deep in your life.
Yeah, I'm finding this out.
What do you mean?
No. I'm fine. I'm just in general. It's like every relationship is different, and you look back and you think, I wasn't really mature then. I didn't really know myself, and I didn't communicate as much as I should have, and sometimes you almost force yourself to stay in something that in your gut doesn't really work, but you don't really know how to get out of it, and that's a whole nother thing.
Over and over again.
And in the past, I wish I would have gotten out sooner, going, hey, I'm wasting your time. I'm wasting my time. It's like, I love you. I think you're amazing, but there's just something that just doesn't feel connected or right. Do you think that that's definitely happened to you in the past?
Of course. God, it's just, relationships are challenging. Knowing yourself is challenging. Growing older. Look, we're back to this conversation about midlife, but
you're not that old.
But I'm middle-aged. I'm not old. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you come to the point where you're like, okay, how much time is there? And I've been like this my whole life. Listen, the minute I turned 12, I was like, my childhood is over. And I knew I would be 40 in the blink of an eye. And this is just the young person I was.
See, you're funny. Screw Eugene Levy in that show. You are funny. Look at that.
No, but that's just the little human weirdo that I was. And so this is the way I think. I keep thinking forward, right? Our lives, I mean, even if you believe you come back, even if you believe in reincarnation, even if you believe in an afterlife of some sort, and I don't know what I believe in, but this is it. We have this one life that we are conscious of in this form with these experiences. This is it. So I feel like as you get older, or maybe it's just me, the question of is this right? Is this where I want to be becomes much more present, because I don't have all the time in the world, and it's only going to get harder. My parents are going to struggle. My friends are going to get sick eventually. I don't know what's going to become of me. This is going to get harder. And
Jesus Christ.
This is how I think about things, Michael.
No, I do too. And it's like, while you're speaking, all I'm thinking is like, stop wasting time on bullshit. Start living your life now. Start doing the things you want to do. Be around the people that inspire you, or that motivate you, or lift you up and don't bring you down. It's like, there's so many facets to this equation, that yeah, I always say, when people are going through a tough time, I'm like, it's life. You're going to go through the worst, but there's always also going to be bright spots around every corner that you just got to have your eyes open, keep them open. And, it's like, yeah, I think about this stuff all the time. I not that I had a death wish, but when I was younger, I never thought I would live past like high school. I didn't think I'd make it through high school. Then I was like, I'm not going to go to college. And then I went to college, and I just thought, man, in the blink of an eye, and I've been very lucky, with having grandparents to live as old as they did.
Yes.
But now that I'm 53, death, I'm starting to really think about, not myself so much, but about, your mom, your dad, your uncles and aunts and the people you love. You're like, oh, they're 78. How long do they really have? And then when you really want to get sort of creeped out, you're like, okay, let's say my mom lives till she's 90. That's 12 years. I see her once, so I'm going to see my mom 12 more times.
Right.
And you start to think, how often do you see these people? And and you can go down sort of this rabbit hole and go dark. But I think it's just important to, as who said it? What's the singer? Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. John Mayer. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Yes.
Known for his wisdom.
All right. So look, this has been good life chat with Kristin Kreuk, but it's important. I think that, your words of wisdom, you always tell it like it is. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We can find support in some very surprising places. The group chat, a kind stranger, our neighbor, maybe even our favorite barista. And support is fantastic. But you know what else can help? Guidance and support from a clinically trained and credentialed therapist, like the ones you find at BetterHelp. Just fill out a short questionnaire that helps identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp's 10+ years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. BetterHelp is convenient, too, completely online. You can pause your subscription whenever you need to and switch counselors anytime at no extra cost. And I know that's a worry of a lot of people. Do I have to tell the No, you just change. It's easy. And BetterHelp makes it easy for you. Plus, BetterHelp is high trust certified and complies with GDPR standards, which means they meet some of the highest global standards for data privacy. Support is awesome. Support from a licensed therapist who gets you, that's priceless. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. And our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/inside. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/inside. Inside of You is brought to you by Wayfair. I love Wayfair because Wayfair literally has everything I need. Like Ryan, this beautiful table. I got this. You walked in, you go, wow. That was honestly Ryan's opinion. Like, wow, it's a good looking table. I got it for like $150
It's a handsome table.
at Wayfair. It's perfect. I love that I have actually a Wayfair table so I could show you that I use Wayfair. They have everything. It's a one-stop shop. Bedding, bath basics, kids' rooms, home decor, kitchen essentials, living room refresh, everything you could possibly imagine. And as the holidays approach, get what you need to personalize your home with Wayfair. Shop holiday decor from every room in the house, whether it's Christmas trees, wreaths, or inflatables for the front yard. Wayfair is your one-stop shop. Refresh your guest room with bedding, linens, throw pillows, and accent chairs for way less. Make holiday hosting a breeze with quality cookware that will wow any guest.
There's something for every style and every home, no matter your space or budget.
Wayfair makes it easier to tackle your home goals this holiday season with endless inspiration for every space and budget. Free and easy delivery, even on the big stuff. No more huge delivery fees for furniture. Get big stuff like sofas, dining tables, beds, desks, and more shipped free.
Find all your seasonal must-haves, from furniture and holiday decor to appliances and cookware, all in one convenient place. Hosting just got a lot easier.
Get organized, refreshed, and ready for the holidays for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. Are you prepared? Because you haven't dealt with a lot of death in your life yet, have you?
No, I've been very lucky. I mean, obviously my grandparents.
Right.
But I do think in some ways we're prepared for our grandparents to a degree.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No,
Are you prepared?
Listen,
Are you prepared for your parents?
no, absolutely not. Am I prepared for, like there's a gene that runs in my family. It's called Lynch syndrome. And it's a cancer. It increases your risks of cancer quite exponentially. And it runs on one side of my family. I got tested for it. I don't have it, thank God. But I have a friend who does. It's very rare, and it's weird that I would have a friend who does. But that friend is going to have to take some serious measures to mitigate that risk. And we're in our 40s.
Yeah. Do your parents have it?
Yeah, my dad does. Yeah.
And how old is he?
60. Yeah, I mean, when he was 25, and I'm 42. So he's 60. Am I calculating correctly? 7?
Right. And so, but you never know when that is going to kind of kick in, right? It could be dormant.
Listen, my dad had cancer a bunch of years ago. That was, he's through that. But Lynch is Lynch. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, I could tell it bothers you a little. Like, just, not talking about it, but I could see that, like, it obviously affects you knowing that he had cancer and knowing that he has this. And, it's difficult. I guess all you can do is you can't think about it all the time. You just have to say, I'm just going to enjoy every second I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And look, the treatment for cancer is so much better than it was. And I don't think it's a death sentence for people all the time, obviously. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're getting but I guess everyone goes through these things. This is the substance of our existence. It is about living until our deaths. That is what living is. It is this process until dying. So I think really facing our end is, I think maybe for me, is the best way to live my life. To be present in the knowledge that I will end as often as I can be. And I think that's why people always have memento moris and, why people get certain tattoos or whatever. Yeah. It's just a constant reminder that this is finite.
Yeah. And I have, for me, it's hard because I don't have the relationship you have with your parents. Mm-hmm. I love my parents. If something happened to them, I'd be obviously really upset, but I never had that deep connection with them. I've never had that. So I think it scares me more thinking like, am I going to all of a sudden fall apart because all these things that were never addressed.
Right.
And people say, well, address them now. Address them now. It's like, it's not that easy. It's not, these aren't things that you can address in my world. You just have to.
Do you want to address them? Are these things you want to address?
I think I have in so many ways. I think, but you know, sometimes I thought, you know, man, I want to write my mom a letter and just really think it out and just explain to her, you know, how I feel. And the only thing is I think that there's a chance she might have early stages of dementia. And I'm not sure how that would go. So I don't want to upset her, you know, but at the same time, I mean, upset her, but also it would be an email that has the good and the bad, but the love and all that. So I don't know. It's something I have to work through, but let's jump to, let's jump to something. You know, you started with Edgemont and you auditioned for Smallville. You put yourself on tape.
No, I didn't. I mean, this was back when there were Smallville hired casting directors all over North America. Maybe they did hire people in England as well. I don't know. Right. But I went to a casting office in Vancouver. This was before the show was supposed to shoot in Vancouver. I don't think Nutter had settled on Vancouver as the place where the pilot was going to shoot at that time.
Do you remember even like when your agent said there's a show, it's a superhero show? Do you remember even thinking, I don't care. I'll go in. I'll half-ass it. You know, I won't really. Do you remember what your kind of, it was a long time ago, but do you remember the sort of logic going into it? Or are you one of those that just go into an audition and then after it's over, you forget about it and moving on?
Okay, we're going to go way back, everybody. We're going to take this time machine back. And we're going to know Kristin at 18. I had just graduated high school. I had not considered an acting profession. I was not like working towards a career. I had just got an agent because I had to because I needed someone to negotiate a deal for Snow White, which is a TV movie I had done. I was given a bunch of auditions and I would go into one particular casting office the most. When I got the audition for Smallville, it was a bunch of papers. I didn't know anything. I didn't know to look for anything. I didn't know how to analyze the text. I didn't know anything. So the honest truth was I read the papers and I was like, this is a cheerleader. I don't want to play a cheerleader. That doesn't feel right for me. I don't even believe in cheerleaders. And listen, everyone who's a cheerleader, I respect what you do. It's incredible.
She just doesn't. You're saying you don't really believe in like yourself being a cheerleader. That's all.
No, but I was a righteous 18-year-old who was like, why do we have half naked women dancing on the sides of men's sports games? Where are they when the women are playing? Like, I just found it weird. Listen,
understandably.
The sport is wonderful. But I had some issues with it. So I struggled with it. And I did the papers, I read it, and it was like another thing. I never expected to get stuff.
How long after you left the room, how many days or weeks before you got another call back?
That I have no recollection. Because I went from doing that audition to going to test in Los Angeles. So I did the audition. I had another movie, I think, that was interested in me for something. So we were pushing. The reason that I ended up testing before any of the Supermen, the Clark Kents tested, is because I had another job lined up if they weren't going to test me immediately. So they flew me out as quickly as possible to test me so that I wouldn't take the other job.
Wow. And obviously the test went well. I bet you were a nervous wreck.
Sort of, but I also, here's, I think, the key to my early success. I didn't care one way or the other if I did this job. It wasn't my vocation. I wasn't dying to be an actor. I didn't feel it in my bones. And that's crappy for so many people who did and do. But that's just the reality of where I was at. I had every intention of going to school and, having a career.
As a forensic scientist.
Yeah, but it probably wouldn't have been that way. I think I probably would have. I can see myself as like a clinical psychologist.
I could too, man. I wish you would. I watch all those shows. I would be just like, it's like, but because of forensics, detectives were able to find the DNA that matched. Yeah, that'd be cool. So when you got the part, were you kind of shocked?
Yes, but again, when you have nothing to measure against.
See, I would have been the nervous wreck at that time. I was just like, I needed her, with different roles, and there was. So that's you're right. You early on you said something about when you were 12, you were thinking about being 40, and like in a way you were almost 40 when you were 12. You had this innate maturity that most people just don't have, and maybe that's your upbringing. Right. I think that has something to do with it. You were well read. Your parents were reasonably smart. They were smart. They were driven. They worked hard.
I also got sick when I was a young age. Right. I was in the hospital for a month when I was like 6 years old.
Was that scoliosis?
I had a strep bacteria that traveled into my hip, and they had to remove the bacteria and put me on antibiotics. Those are life-threatening illnesses. And so I feel like my seriousness that I had as a kid was earned through those experiences. Although I was born that way too, I think. My temperament was very grouchy.
Did you almost die?
I could have, but I woke up in the morning, I had pain in my hip. My dad said, "Suck it up, kid, you're fine," which is what he always said. And by the end of the school day, I couldn't stand up. And so they put me in an ambulance, and I went straight into surgery that night. So I don't know if it had gone on longer. Yes.
You returned to Smallville in the 8th season. Yeah. Did they pay you as a guest star, or they give you your rate?
Oh, I don't remember. I think they paid me my rate.
Yeah, I don't think you would have done it if they said.
I don't think so. I feel like that would have been really crappy of them to do.
I'm sure they tried. Trust me.
Yes, that's true.
Was it weird going back, even though you left the show and you came back, sort of, or was it kind of fun? And you're like, I'm not committed.
No, I liked it. I had a crazy storyline. I had my short hair that I had asked if I could cut. And they had said, "Yes, Kristin, you can cut your hair." But then the head of Warner Brothers was like, "No, Lana Lang can't have short hair." So I had weird little extensions in, so I had longer hair. And she had a crazy storyline. It was fun, and Tom and I had some lovely scenes together. And I liked ending the character on this empowered place.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Yeah.
I mean, you went on to do Beauty and the Beast, Burden of Truth. And now you're doing Murder in a Small Town, which you're going in the second season?
We finished the second season. We air September 23rd is our first episode of the second season.
Cassandra Lee. Do you say Cassandra?
I say Cassandra.
Cassandra Lee. What do you like about your character, and what do you like about the show?
I have been the lead of a TV show a bunch in the last 10 plus years, and being number 2 on a show is really nice. And I love that she is free. She doesn't have a ton of trauma. I play a lot of characters who have a lot of trauma, and I think it's because I'm decent at crying, and I think sometimes I can have a heavy energy. But she's light, and she's smart, and she has a vision for her community, and she is funny and very, it's just so different than what I've been able to play. So I really enjoy playing her. She doesn't weigh on me. Every other character I've played for so long has weighed on me.
What can people expect about season 2?
There's lots of coupley drama. There's, as always, a murder episode. There's some great guest stars, and our show has a guest star like every episode because there's constant murders. So there's that, and there's a lot because Carl and Cassandra are, I don't know, everyone says the heart of the show, but they're the main relationship, and they go through a lot this season. And I think it'll keep people interested.
And you love the people you're working with?
Yeah, it's a really nice group of people. I did a film for a couple of the producers in the early 2000s. So I've known them a long time. So it's nice to be able to work with them.
Who's the jokester the prankster on set? Is there a Rosenbaum?
There isn't, Michael. There is no Rosenbaum but you. No, and I also am not part of so there's the cop ensemble, and then there's everyone else. And I am not part of the cop ensemble, so all of my scenes are with Rossif or with Fiona, or there's like a few other people, but I don't live in the little crew that works all the crimes.
So you have days off.
Yeah, lots. In fact, I was like not working so much. I was like, what am I going to do with my life? So maybe I should get a master's degree. I have enough time.
And you did.
Twiddling my thumbs to go. No, I didn't. I still am thinking about getting a master's. I got my bachelor's degree.
Bachelor's. But
because I told you before, I'm working on this comic book. I can do stuff like that. I can.
Yeah, tell me about the comic book.
Yeah. So back when I was working in Winnipeg for the show Burden of Truth, there's like, Winnipeg's this crazy town. I love it so much. It's weird and it's kind of
boring.
bleak. No, Winnipeg, listen, it has.
No, I like the Winnipeg Jets. Did you ever go to a Winnipeg Jets game?
Did I go to one?
They're great.
No, but I did go see some football there. They've got the Canadian football.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. And they've got a baseball team. I don't know how many A's it is, but it's like whatever. It's really fun.
All right. So the comic book.
Yes. Anyway, I love Winnipeg. It's weird. There's a bunch of mythology there. It has this, it's because history lesson, geography lesson.
Please.
Winnipeg is situated where the Red River and the Assiniboine River meet. It has been a crossroads for thousands of years. Indigenous nations met, traded. It has an energy. It kind of sparkles. And as years went by, it became a place for the occult. And so there's like this interesting vibe. So we came up with, Peter Mooney and Eric Putzer came up with this story that we made into a TV show. We pitched it in Canada because it's a Canadian thing. Everyone was like, you need IP. And so we were like, IP, okay. And we thought maybe we could make a comic book. And so this comic book that we're making is the prequel to our television series. It takes place in the 1800s, sort of Revenant vibes during the fur trade, where these, it's a bunch of magical individuals that come together and have to defeat.
And you're writing it?
Mm-hmm. I'm writing it with Peter and Eric. The three of us are writing it together.
How exciting is that?
It's so much fun. And we're doing it with Titan Comics. So it's a legitimate publisher. And we'll be able to talk about it at Comic-Cons and bring out. I'm just it's nice. It's really lovely to be able to do something so creative that comes from your own ridiculous mind.
If someone told you can't be in the entertainment industry anymore, you have to quit now, what would you do?
I'd get my master's degree. And I'd want to continue to be creative. So I would practice something creative. I was taking drawing classes this summer and it was wonderful. But I would perhaps go into some sort of aid work, I think.
Yeah.
I don't need, listen, this is going to sound like such a ridiculous thing to say. I don't need like a paycheck. I need something that is. Something
purposeful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what I would do.
Is marriage important to you? Or are you sort of like?
Marriage is, it's interesting. My parents always said, don't get married unless you're going to have kids. That's what they always said.
That's what I hear.
And I understand the logic behind that. I have criticisms of marriage as an institution that I don't think has benefited women necessarily over the generations. And it has been, I don't know. Listen, I haven't read the entire history of marriage, but I do believe that a lot of it was around property and around passing property down.
You're right.
And it is an agreement with the state. I just don't know. I think that there's something in there that is beautiful. And I'm not entirely opposed to the idea of it, but I need to understand what the meanings are, for it to feel.
I understand. I feel like I'm in the same boat you are. I think if you don't want to have kids, it's like, why are you getting married? But I think if you're in love and It's just like, yeah, this is my person, and this is, it was just like, I mean, what else can we, let's just get married. Let's just, if it's kind of like that sort of like, let's just get married, be fun. Like, maybe.
See, I wish I could be that way. I have to go through this whole process of like, what are the meanings? What does this represent? How do I represent this best? Like my brain just.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
If you want to get closer to the show and help keep Inside of You going, well, head to patreon.com/inside of you. Members enjoy a ton of cool stuff. Bonus podcast, early look at new episodes, and exclusive Q&As you can actually join. Some members can even make an appearance on the show. Isn't that cool? I've already interviewed some, and they're really fun. It's nice to talk to real folks, not just actory folks. And, you get special shout outs every week. There's tons of stuff. Your support really keeps this podcast alive. So jump in and be a part of what makes Inside of You special. This is called Shit Talking with Kristin Kreuk. Rapid fire. You have to answer fast.
God, rapid fire. Okay.
Okay, Bob K., my good buddy from New York. Are you still an avid reader? Have you considered writing? That's the answer is yes, comic book. If so, what type of book would you write? Comic book, but are you still an avid reader?
Yes. In fact, I'm seriously working on a book club.
A book club?
That I would run through probably my Instagram. This is for rapid fire. I'm focused.
Oh, you're focused. You're hyper-focused. She's hyper-focused. All right, Raj, tell me about a time you felt you made a bad first impression on a person or group.
I don't know. I don't feel like I make great first impressions all the time. I can't think of a specific instance.
I think it's inadvertent with you. I think you don't mean to. Sometimes you might come off a little
aloof.
Well, I think aloof's kind of a bad word. Not aloof, but sort of like just not as interested in somebody as they maybe want.
Yes, I'm cautious.
You're cautious.
And my caution is sometimes misread as whatever you may misread it as.
This is a good question for you. Melina W. says, what 6 people, dead or alive, would you like to be at a dinner party with?
6?
I'm thinking authors for you. Authors or like...
I'm curious about the Bronte sisters. Naomi Klein. Who else? I'm so bad at these.
Florence
Michael.
Nightingale?
What? No. Although, sure. Sounds like an interesting person. What would you do? What are your 6?
Chris Farley.
Uh-huh.
Jack Nicholson.
Wow, you know this.
Gary Oldman. Werner Herzog.
Ooh, yes. Can I have him too?
Yeah, she could have him. I'll tell him. I'll give him your number.
Thank you.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Ooh. Are there any women at this table?
Yeah, I was going to say Meryl Streep.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. That's just off the cuff. Little Lisa, what's your biggest fear? What's your biggest fear, Kristin? Not being loved?
Sure, that is a fear. I think getting to the end of this existence and maybe that is about love, not having made meaningful, lasting, caring connections.
Jessica B., what helps you feel like you're not alone?
People, journaling, reading, creating things.
Ivan G., have you ever experienced something that used to stress you out, but you found out later, or you later found enjoyable?
This whole convention circuit is a prime example of something that used to stress me out and really doesn't anymore. I don't even leave totally drained every day, which is crazy.
Yeah, isn't that something? Sometimes some things that you fear, if you face them, many a time you can be surprised by how much you actually enjoy it, or it was they always say, or somebody told me this, that if you just try things that you absolutely don't want to do, or you have fear, or you think you're not going to like, if you just try them, like even if you don't want to go on, do an activity, like somebody asks you to go on a hike, and you're like, I don't want to go on a hike. I'm tired. I got to work. If you force yourself to just do it, at some point, you're probably going to be like, you know what? Do I feel the same after as I did before the hike? And you usually feel a little bit better, or it's better than you thought. So it's like experience. I think that's my biggest thing is I need to experience more.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to do
our
that.
worlds, especially if we buy into our fear all the time, our worlds just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Just doing those things opens it up.
Like every week, I'm like going, I never go to the beach. I'm going to the beach, and I invite my friends. And if they come, they come. If they're not, I'm still going to the beach.
Good.
Just to, turn my phone off and watch the waves and look at people.
Yeah, you live in Los Angeles. Go to the beach.
Yeah, go to the beach. Well, this has been great. See, we always think there was going to be nothing to talk about, and we talked about some cool shit.
Yeah, we did. I think we did all right.
I think we did all right.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us.
Good. I'm proud of us too, Michael.
This has been great. I love you. I think you're amazing, and I can't wait to see you again.
Bye.
She's so wonderful. And every time we're like, what are we going to talk about? And we talk for an hour, and it's great. Murder in a Small Town. She's killing it on Fox. She's very mature. She's goofy. And I love that about her. But she's got a great spirit and a heart of gold. So thank you, Kristin, for being on the podcast again. And I'll bother you until this podcast is over. Also, if you want to join Patreon and support this podcast, we can't do it without you. There's so many perks to being a patron. If you go to Patreon, patreon.com/inside of you, you could be a top tier. You get boxes from me every 3 months and notes from me. You get your name shouted out every episode. You could be a guest on the show. So much more, but every little bit counts. So support the podcast if you can. Because we're giving you a lot of stuff here, a lot of fun interviews. So if you're digging it, all I ask is you join Patreon. Maybe give back, right, Ryan?
Yeah, just a little bit helps.
Every little bit helps.
A little bit helps.
You know what, Ryan? We should get into the people who make this show possible.
We should.
These are the top tiers. These are the folks that give back to the show in no particular order. Let's randomly, let's just go for it. Nancy D, Little Lisa, Yukiko, Brian H, Niko P, Rob I, Jason W, Sophie M, Raj C, Stacey L, Jamal F, Janelle B, Mike Eldanzsupremo, 99 more.
Santiago M, Leanne P, Kendrick F, Belinda N, Dave Ho, Brad D, Rae H, Tabitha T, Tom N, Tahlia M, BetsyD, Rhiannon C, Michelle A, Jeremy C, Mr. M. I feel like it needs a theme song.
Mr. M. It's like Mr. Ed.
Mr. M. Yeah. Eugene R, Monica T, Mel S, Eric H, Amanda R,
Kevin E, Jor-El, Jam and J, Leanne J, Luna R, Jules M, Jessica B, Charlene A, Frank B, Jen T, Dr. Min, Randy S, Claudia, Rachel D, Nick W, Stephanie and Evan,
Stephen,
Charlene A, Don G, Jenny B76, NG, Tracy, Keith B, Heather and Greg,
Grether,
Ellie K, Ben B, Pierre C, Sultan, Dave T, Brian B, T Paul, Gary F, Niall M, Jackie J, Ritzel Pitzel, Benjamin R, other brother Daryl, Ivan G. I can't tell you how you guys really are wonderful. Thank you for supporting this podcast. I try to message everybody after they join and give something to the show. So thank you. And I really love you. And from the Hollywood Hills in Hollywood, California, I'm Michael Rosenbaum.
I am Ryan Teas.
A little wave to the camera and back at you. Thanks for being here. Be good to yourself, please. And I will see you next week. See you.